Hey, welcome to our explainer. We all talk, every single day. But how often do we actually stop and think about the real purpose behind our words? Today, we're going to dive into what takes simple speech and turns it into something truly powerful, a kind of communication that doesn't just talk, but actually inspires and changes things.
So let's start with a really big question, one that people have been wrestling with for centuries. What actually is the best form of speech? I'm not just talking about being clever or persuasive. I mean, what's the highest, most meaningful way to communicate? What does that even look like?
Well, to find an answer, we're going to look at a piece of ancient wisdom. And it's amazing because it offers this incredibly complete and honestly pretty profound perspective on what makes communication truly excellent.
And here's the thing, the answer isn't some simple trick or a little technique you can learn. Nope. This source tells us that the absolute best speech is really a blend of three powerful ideas all working together in perfect harmony. So let's dig in and see what they are.
What's so cool is how the source even introduces this idea. It doesn't just state a fact. It frames the whole thing as a rhetorical question, basically challenging you to find a better way to communicate than the one it's about to lay out.
And here it is, from the 41st chapter of the Quran. It asks, "Who speaks better than one who calls to God, does good works, and says, 'I am surely of those who submit'?" Wow. Right there in that one sentence, you've got this incredible three-part framework. Let's break that down piece by piece.
All right, let's kick things off with that first component, which is all about the content, the substance of what we're actually saying. The verse calls this a call, which we can think of as the call to goodness.
And this slide right here, it's basically our roadmap for this whole idea. The very best speech is built on three pillars. The first one, the call, is about our words. But as you can see, that's not enough. It has to be supported by the work, our actions, and the whole thing needs to be built on the identity, the foundation of who we are. We're going to hit all three.
So what exactly is the call? Well, it's about using your words for something bigger than just yourself. It's about inviting people towards something good, something true, something that elevates them. It's communication that's meant to build people up and connect them, not to tear them down or deceive them.
Okay, so saying the right thing is a great start. But of course, beautiful words are only the beginning, right? Let's move on to that second pillar, because powerful speech has to be backed up by something real, something you can actually see.
This slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? When it's all talk, words can feel, well, hollow. They can even make people not trust you. But when you match those words with good works, like the verse says, the message suddenly feels authentic. It has real impact, and it builds the one thing you can't buy: trust.
A great way to think about it is like a three-legged stool. Your words are one leg. Your actions are the second leg. Now, what happens if one of those legs is missing? The whole thing just collapses, right? It can't support anything. And we still need that third leg, but you can already see how our actions give our words a solid place to stand. And that right there brings us to the third leg of our stool, the pillar that really holds the whole thing together. Because it turns out, it's not just about what you say, or even what you do. It's about who you are. This is the humble identity.
Now, the verse uses this word submit, and it's so important we get what this means. This isn't about being weak or passive. It's actually the opposite. It's about a kind of strength that comes from humility, from knowing you're aligned with a purpose that's bigger than you are. That identity is the bedrock. It's the why behind both your words and your actions.
So, there we have it, our three pillars: the call, the work, and the identity. Let's bring them all back together now and just see the powerful combination they create when they click.
So here it is, the formula for the best kind of speech. You need words that call people towards something better. You need actions, good works, that prove you mean what you say. And all of it has to be built on an identity that's grounded in humility and purpose. It's not about picking one or two. It's about all three working together perfectly in sync.
In the end, what this ancient wisdom is showing us is a pretty profound truth. The best communication isn't a performance. It's not a mask you put on. It's just a reflection of your entire being. It's the total alignment of what you say, what you do, and who you truly are.
And that really leaves all of us with a challenge, doesn't it? In a world that is just full of noise and empty talk, the real question is this: how can you unite your speech, your actions, and your identity to become a genuine force for good?